Welcome to Creepy and Geeky. I'm your host, Robert, and today's episode is a special one. Every year, Donna and I would do our year end wrap up of our favorite horror movies. Unfortunately, she didn't have the chance to record last year's episode before going into the hospital, and sadly, she passed away after a short battle with leukemia. So, my idea was to complete this episode with myself and my daughter Katrina in a way to honor her passing. In case you don't remember the format for these episodes, we usually count down our top 10 with three honorable mentions. If one of us has a movie higher on our list than the other, then we wait until we get to that one to talk about it. So if I have something at number five, but you have it at number four, then we will wait till till we get to your number four to talk about it. I'll skip my thing and then we'll move on from there. So that way we kind of just we're not talking about stuff like that all the time. So okay, what do you think?
Yep, that sounds good.
All right. So we're gonna start with our three honorable mentions. And I'll start with my 13th movie, basically. And that was Keeper by Osgood Perkins. Sorry. I just completely blanked on his name. So I liked the movie. I thought it was really good. It wasn't as good as like The Monkey or Longlegs for
Forgot
me.
about that movie.
Yeah, did you I don't think you watched it
I
with me.
did.
No,
I
did
did.
you?
I
We
did. We
watched it
watched
here at the
it.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm
yeah,
gonna have
that's
to
right.
add that.
Yeah. So that was number 13 on my list. I thought it was good. It
I think
didn't
I'll make that my 13 as well.
okay.
I'm looking at my other things and I think I would put that.
Okay. All right. Well, good. All right, so we don't have to skip around on it. But I thought it was really good. It was very contained. It didn't quite grab me. I thought it would go wilder than it did. And there's definitely
Yeah.
a couple of wild moments to it, but and I'm gonna talk about it more in depth at the end of the closer to the end of the year as well.
Hmm.
I've got a whole Osgood Perkins month that I'm gonna do some of these movies, and Keeper's going to be one of them. So I'll talk about it more in depth then. But yeah, so uh, give just some brief thoughts on it as well.
I forgot about that movie. Having to look it up real quick to like remind myself of what happened. Like I know I enjoyed it.
Right.
Um, and I love Tatiana Maslany.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
Tatiana Maslany was great in this.
but I think it was a very quiet um
Yes.
movie. But
There's definitely a lot of
there
creepy,
were
weird stuff going on in it,
there were
though.
some moments that like reminded me of like Barbarian a little bit. I don't know
Hmm.
why.
Yeah.
Like now it's reminding me of Barbarian. I don't know why. But yeah, pretty good. There's
Okay.
like a lot of like mystery to it, a lot of
Yeah.
like background weird, scary things um that I like in movies. So it's pretty,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you give us your number 12?
For number 12, I have Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Okay, so we'll wait on that one because that's farther up for me.
Okay.
Um, so I'll go with my number 12, which was, and I don't think this is on your list anywhere because I don't think you watched it. 28 years later,
I
the
didn't.
first of the new movies. So I'm not. I will admit I'm not a huge fan of the 28 days slash weeks movies. I didn't really care for them. I rewatched them just before I saw 28 years later, and I didn't see 28 years later until it came out on Netflix. So because I just did not care. I'm not a big zombie fan, so that's the major thing. And I know this would have been a fun point of contention with Donna too, because Donna was a huge zombie fan,
Yeah.
and I know she really loved this movie. She thought it was really good. So we would have definitely had a really good conversation about this. But I really like this one. I think even 28 days later, Bone Temple's actually stronger than this one, even
Mm.
so much. Um, but the first 28 years later was actually really good. It fully brought me in to the whole world and everything in a way that the first two movies just didn't. Um, so I would suggest Katrina if you get a chance to, if you're in at all interested in it, give it a shot. And for anybody who's mildly interested in it and hasn't seen it, then I would also recommend it because it was actually better than I thought it was going to be. So, all right. Well, since we had to skip your number 12, what is your number 11?
I know what you did last summer.
Okay, well, that one barely got knocked out. That's my number 14 for the year.
Mm.
So go ahead, uh, tell us about
So I thought it was going to be higher, but when
it.
I was making my list, there were a lot of movies that came out this year that I felt were like stronger
Yeah,
in the horror aspect. Like I know what you did last summer. Love it for its like camp, and it's not like that campy, but and it's like a bringing back old characters for a new ensemble. And so I don't know. I think it was good just compared to what I have on the rest of my list. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. And
right.
so, and that's a different thing than I usually go into movies is I'm usually not excited for movies. Um, and so I was excited for that one, and then I was a little disappointed at the end, which is why it's out of that. But I still think it's higher than other movies that I have
Right,
in the bottom parts of my list. So
right. Yeah, that's the thing. Katrina just doesn't watch as much horror as I do.
I don't watch
Um,
movies. Like I just,
yeah, she watches a lot of TV shows.
yeah,
So,
I'm a
and
TV person.
and so she,
It's bingeable. I can pause it. I don't finish any TV show, I think, in my life. And for movies, I think it's harder to have that available.
well, and this is where like I think most of the movies that are going to be on your list, if not all of the movies on your list, are going to be things that we went and watched together. And
Yes,
so
I think every single one is.
whereas there's a few on my list that I went and saw by myself because you didn't care about going and seeing them.
Yeah.
Um or you were too busy or whatever.
Yeah.
And so um but yeah, I know what you did last summer. There's a lot of people who didn't like it, and
Hmm.
that's fair. It's a very weird series to begin with. But I did we talked about this already on an earlier show for our fourth anniversary episode. Katrina and I already talked about the first two episodes, the first two movies, but in conversation with this one because this was the one we were covering. Because I'd already covered the first two on another episode a
Yeah.
while ago. So she finally did get to. She actually watched this new one without having seen any of the first
That's
ones.
what I do with
So
every
I
movie
know
sequel. I've watched the Fast 10 without watching the original
you go.
Fast movies. Mission
Yeah,
Impossible,
still,
John Wick. Like literally anything that's had a
she just goes with
sequel,
me
I
to the
don't.
movie. Yeah,
But I think that the movies are good. Like Mission
yeah.
Impossible Dead Reckoning was really good.
Well, and I
Um,
think that's what's interesting too is that like people are always like, oh, well, you got to know all the lore and everything
well,
else
you
like
don't.
that. And
I'm
like
proof.
Katrina is a testament that that's not true, that you can go watch a movie and enjoy it for what it is.
I do think
Sure,
I
it
won't
helps.
watch the rest of the John Wick movies. I just didn't like the vibe. It's very slow,
I
no
think
dialogue,
I think you've seen the first one though, right?
like
Because we
scenes
used to
of
watch
it.
it a lot.
Yeah,
So
you used to watch it a lot, so I've seen
yeah.
scenes of it all the time, but I haven't like watched it start to finish, and I don't really care to. Not like I get the
All right.
gist.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, my number 11 was Shelby Oaks. And Shelby Oaks was a movie. You didn't watch this one with me.
No.
So this one's built. A woman's obsessive search for her missing sister leads her into a terrifying mystery at the hands of an unknown evil. Um, I really like this one. I know this one's kind of like on the fence for a lot of people as well. But I thought it was um yeah, it's kind of like a 2.6 rating on Letterboxd right now. But I liked it. It starts off with a found footage kind of style and then transitions into just a regular narrative, which shouldn't work, but it does for this one. And it's interesting for this because this woman gets a videotape of her sister, and her sister is one of these people who had like a one of those paranormal exploration shows. Her and her friends would go to these places that are supposedly haunted and go, try to find evidence or whatever. And but something happens at one of them, and her sister goes missing. And the story of everything that the sister the the sister who's searching for her finds out is like creepy and weird, and it's a lot of fun. Well, not fun because it's really kind of bleak at times, but it's pretty good. I enjoyed it, but I can see where others may not have. um but that's it for my um um honorable mentions.
Mhm.
Couldn't remember the words. But now we're going to get into our top 10 proper. So, Katrina, why don't you give me your number 10?
So my let me count. Hold on. Yeah, so my number 10 is Drop.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
So
Drop for
yeah.
me is at number 27 on my list.
Yeah.
I think it's a good movie. Here's the thing, and this is something I'll
I
say
knew
that
I had it higher. I have like I probably have like 4 or 5 movies on my list that you don't even have in your top
prob
15.
probably, yeah. But this is the thing. Um, Donna and I talked about this throughout the year, when we would talk about the movies we'd seen and getting ready for this top 10, that this was a very, very strong year for horror.
Hmm.
And we would say we've been saying that year after year after year that this year was so good, this year was so good, this year was so good. This year was really good. There were so many horror
Hmm.
movies. Drop being at that level for me, it's a good movie. It's not a terrible movie in any way, shape, or form. I thought it was good. Um, I just didn't love it. And it just wasn't one of those ones that jumps into, top 10 territory for me. Um, but yeah, I gave it 3.5 stars. So I mean it wasn't terrible by any
Yeah.
means. But go ahead and
I don't
tell
do
it.
enough on Letterboxd to like keep track of like what my
Yeah.
initial impressions were. But like I had to rewatch the trailer to like really put this into the list appropriately because I had
Hmm.
forgotten about it. Um, but it's actually it's based on like an actual thing. There's I watched Smosh and there's a Smosh cast member whose name is Olivia Sway, and this actually happened to her where she was getting these weird, creepy airdrop messages. And that inspired the creation of the film. And so I didn't know that until after I'd seen the movie, but I thought that was an interesting thing to add
Yeah.
to my thing here. But I don't know. I liked the movie. I like movies that kind of take place in it almost weirdly felt like a video game where she was like going up to these people asking them questions and like it's all set in like one area and you can't really
Yeah.
go out of the area and you have to like keep suspicion levels down because he's gonna kill her son.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
and so I liked the thriller aspect of it because like I've always liked that kind of like thriller weird like this person is kind of lording information over you kind of thing. That's why I like
Right.
escape room films. Um, because it feels kind of similar to that where and I like the like technology aspect of it, of the airdrop messages and all of that.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting.
Yeah. And it was directed by Christopher Landon, who did the Happy Death Day movies.
Mm.
So, I was on board for that reason.
Hmm.
And it looked good. And it was good. That's the thing. I thought it was a good movie. It just, and it probably, like for me, being at number 27 is not a dig on it at all. And even that is not, it could be higher up on the list, honestly. It just there were so many things that it was just a really good year.
Hmm.
There were a lot of things that were in on my top 10, and just as things kept coming in, it kept getting bopped out,
Hmm.
So,
What was
um,
your 10?
so my number 10 was a movie you did not go with me to see, which was Black Phone 2.
Hmm.
So I know we had originally gone and seen the first Black Phone together, and I wasn't super hyped on that. And even after watching it, I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Hmm.
But even then, I didn't love it. And it didn't even make my top 10 that year. But Black Phone 2 just just made it into the top 10. And I thought what they did with it, with making the grabber more of a Freddy Krueger-esque type of villain who, um, is dead and is, more like, haunting the dreams of the sister and everything like that. I thought it was a great way to incorporate the sister a little bit more and use the things that were in the first one. Um, it just I thought it was really cool, and it's so funny too because the Black Phone was originally based on a short story. There was no other additional story to it, and there was and this was Scott Derrickson himself had no inkling of doing this until the author Joe Hill called him up and was like, "Hey, what if you did this?" And
Hmm.
so that gave him the kernel of the idea, and then he just rolled with it and got the movie made. So, which I thought was a kind of, again, cool idea. I like in lieu of bringing Freddy back because I think Freddy, as much as he's a great character and stuff like that, I think it's good to be okay. It's okay to be done with him. It's okay to have characters that are similar to him that explore that same
Yeah.
dynamic without having to be exactly Freddy Krueger. Just because Freddy Krueger comes with some weird baggage sometimes, being a child killer and just like and some of that just being weird. They tried to reboot it, it didn't work out. So I think that this is the kind of the better alternative as we get movies like this and Mr. Crockett that kind of explore um that angle rather than just okay, we're gonna do a Freddy remake. So but that was my number 10. What was your number 9?
So this is the one that I think is probably like close to, if not at the bottom of your list. It's it's Clown in a Cornfield.
So Clown in a Cornfield was actually at number 26 on my list. So it was actually higher than Drop. So it kind of fits. You had Drop at 10,
Yeah.
you had Clown in a Corn. So they kind of match in terms of
Mhm.
things. So, but mine are just
Yeah.
way farther down.
Yeah. Um,
I
so
didn't
I
hate
like,
Clown in a Cornfield
yeah.
either. I thought it was okay.
It was, I think I left that movie going, wow, that was such a great movie. And you're like, yeah, it was okay. I
Yeah.
think, I don't know, I like silly slasher stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well, and I mean,
I went into this going, whatever. And then I was like, wait, this was actually really good. Like this actually
yeah.
like had me on the edge of my seat in multiple moments and had me, I don't know, like I was very attentive while watching this. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of horror movies where I am just like out of it. Um, like, and that was what happened with I Know What You Did last summer. I was kind of out of it while
Yeah.
watching it, unfortunately, but Clown in a Cornfield really held my attention really well.
It's
Um,
funny.
and I want to rewatch it. Um, because I think I also think that the like theming and the like setting of that is really funny and interesting. Like a
Yeah.
cornfield's not necessarily a unique aspect of horror at all.
Yeah.
But the like friendo like weird like godlike like feeling the town has about this
Yeah.
clown is really silly, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah. No, I thought it was pretty good. Going back to my review, I also did 3.5 stars on it. And I mention that I enjoyed it, but that I felt that there was some extra depth to it that seemed like it was missing. And we talked about this after the movie too, is like there just felt like there was stuff that because it was based on a book. And so I
Hmm.
think there was some stuff to condense it that they took out of that was in the book that probably gave a lot more depth and everything
Hmm.
that just was like um that it just felt like I just wanted more from it. I think is
Hmm.
all it was. Like it was good. I had fun with it. I wanted more. Um, and that was my only consideration for it. Um, but I liked it otherwise. Um, so my number nine, which you may or may not have higher, is Bring Her Back. That's not even on your list. Oh wow. Did you forget
It's
about that one?
no, it's
No.
16.
Oh, okay. You just didn't like it as much as I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Katrina and I definitely have different tastes. Well, I mean, this is very similar to exactly, for people who've listened before to these episodes with Donna and myself, is that Donna and I would always have this
Hmm.
where, I like something, we would still be they would be on the list somewhere, um, usually, closer to
Hmm.
each other. But but definitely in different slots a lot. So I don't know. I thought Bring Her Back was a solid sophomore effort from the Philippou brothers who had made Talk to Me previously. And Talk to Me was a good surprise. Um, just was really good. This one was like intense. Like the first, like Talk to Me was so intense and stuff, but like this one, like literally in my review I said brutal, intense, and sad. um
Yeah.
and Sally Hawkins was just great. The kid actors in this were so good. um and we when we watched it, you could hear people in what I said, they were audibly flinching,
Yeah.
which was like just people going ooh, and
Yeah.
so it was just I remember this. I forgot about this in the review too. We had people were doing that so much that we were all just kind of sitting there at the end during the credits. And so and you now remembered it. And
Yeah.
somebody literally asked, "Is everybody all right?"
Yeah, it left on like a really heavy note.
Oh, it was
And
just
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I forgot. It was like
Yeah.
dead silent, and somebody said that, and the whole theater laughed. It was really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so yeah. It's hard to explain. I don't want to spoil anything, but it was just so good. Um it just you gotta be in the I think it's one of those movies you kind of gotta be in the right headspace for
Yeah,
going into it. Don't just watch this as a whim, just go in with like, you know, some good vibes going on.
yeah.
At
I
least
definitely,
beforehand.
I definitely have it low just because I wasn't expecting the weight of the movie,
Yeah.
and I think I didn't fully understand what was the purpose of it all. And
Hmm.
I got lost a lot because I wasn't in that headspace. And so that's why I have it low, is just because I left it feeling like lost. I didn't understand exactly what was happening. And then the weight of it all didn't really hit me in the way that it should have
Right.
because of
That makes sense.
whatever
Yeah.
I was like not understanding. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah.
All right. No,
But
I
that
get
was
that.
funny. I think it was fine film, and it definitely made me cringe thinking about
Yeah.
that one scene. Um, but I don't know if you remember which scene I'm talking about.
I don't. It's been so long since we saw it.
It
So
was like, no, whatever. I won't mention it. I'll talk to you later about it.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
All
that's why
right.
it's lower.
All right. Well, number eight. Why don't you? I'll go ahead and do my number eight this time. I'll start first. My number eight was Final Destination Bloodlines.
I have that higher.
Okay. Well, that's why I was saying that because I thought maybe it might be higher for you. All right,
Yeah.
so what is your number eight?
My number eight is Until Dawn.
Until Dawn did not crack mine. It's at number 21 on mine. Again, not because it was bad. I really enjoyed
Hmm.
it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I have not played the game yet. I don't own it yet. But I thought it was really good. Um, and Yeah. Um, so this was another one where we had a very lively audience who seemed
Yes.
to be more casual horror fans.
Hmm.
Because we had a lot of screams throughout. Like normally
Yes.
you can tell the kind of
Yeah.
different audiences you have. And I found that typically if we go Thursday night to a
Hmm.
movie, Thursday night is the and which is normally when we go,
Hmm.
Thursday night is the hardcore movie crowd, the
Well,
people who
yeah,
go a
because
lot.
everybody else thinks that the movies come out on Friday. And when I tell
Exactly.
people when I'm working, when I tell the guests that come in that movies actually come out on Thursday,
Yeah.
they're shocked still. And that's
Yeah.
been the way it's been
For
for
years.
years now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is insane to me.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that so it's funny though because I we must have seen this um on a Saturday or a Sunday or maybe even a Friday because that's not typical for us to be there with that kind of lively of a crowd. Um because again, normally um you don't get that kind of response from everybody. Let's see, it was April 24th when I posted it, so
Is
which would
it
have been
it was a Thursday.
oh, interesting. Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah.
wonder if it was maybe a week after. I'll look it up.
But yeah, so it was I don't think so. I think we went and saw it the first week.
Yeah, first week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think
good.
we
I mean,
saw it maybe, oh yeah, it was a later showing. So
mm,
it wasn't the 5, 7 o'clock show. It was a ten
yeah.
o'clock show, which is
Yeah.
typically when.
Yeah. So yeah, so those kind of crowds are fun to watch with though. Because you do get that more lively, more jumpy crowd.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I thought it was a really good movie for what it was. I really do want to play the video game. I know people who had played the video game were kind of disappointed with it, or very disappointed in it. Um, so have you played the game?
No, I have it on Steam though, and so I'm trying to find like a good moment to play it.
Yeah, I liked Until Dawn. So you said
Mhm.
you didn't you haven't played the game, but you own the
Yeah,
game or is it just on your wish list?
I have it. I
Oh,
bought
okay,
it.
yeah. It's on my
Um,
wish list. I haven't bought it yet. So
but for the movie, I really liked the like atmosphere of it.
yeah.
And I play games, and so I liked that it felt similar to like how I understand games are. Um, Even though I haven't played it, I could see the aspects that were
Right.
coming from it. I like that they did a little time skip thing
Yeah. Yeah.
because
And I like that Peter Stormare was in it because he was a character from the video game as well. So so
so, but that was good. And then I really hope that they do a sequel because that the end credits made
yeah.
it seem like there could be the possibility of one.
Yeah.
So, but I just liked it. I thought it was a good horror, like good simple horror.
Right.
And I know that people who played the game didn't really necessarily like it because it was a different story from the game. But the creators of the game or whatever said that they wanted to not do the same story because the game in and of itself plays like a movie.
Yeah.
Um, so
Okay. Um all right. What is your number seven?
companion.
My companion's higher on my list. So we'll talk about my number seven, which was higher up on your list, which was Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Mhm.
So
Lower on my
um
list.
yeah, yeah, lower. So Yeah, we already previously talked about Silent Night, Deadly Night on the podcast. You, me, and Harrison.
Hmm.
So everybody should go check out that episode. That was our holiday episode this year. So you can hear our thoughts on it. But I'll just say briefly, I just thought this took all the goofiness of the original movie and kind of didn't strip that away, played into it. This was still very goofy in a lot of ways, but it also amped it up and made it better in so many
Yeah.
ways for me. I thought this was just a fantastic remake. We have gone through every single one of these dumb movies in this franchise. And this was by far probably
Yeah. They figured
the
it out.
best one. Yeah, this was by far the best one in terms of a remake. So, but yeah, no, it was really good. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump to our number six. What's your number six?
Hard eyes.
All right, Hard Eyes for me was number 17, so not too far out of the
Hey,
top
hey,
10.
at least the further I get up, the further it goes up on your list
Yeah,
too.
it
It's not
does.
like
Yeah.
okay,
No,
yeah. I don't
yeah.
know. I for a Valentine's horror movie, I wasn't expecting that much, but I actually really liked it. And like Clown in a Cornfield, it's one of those one-off slashers that is just silly and funny. And I think that the main two people were really good along to like they had good chemistry together. And I think that the overarching story, overarching, whatever story, um, I don't know, it was just very good. And I like the mask of the Hard Eyes
Mm-hmm.
Killer.
Yeah.
Like that was really sick. So
Yeah.
if I haven't seen cosplays yet, I want to. That was really cool.
Yeah. No, I think it's interesting too. This was directed by Josh Rubin, who I've had on the show before. Um, and I really did like the overall vibe with this. This was a lot of fun. It plays into a lot of rom-com tropes.
Hmm.
Um, and I think it's funny though too because you didn't grow up with in the era of the slashers. You because you kind of even because you grew up even past the second like because I grew
I
up in
like
I grew up in the 80s when all the big
yeah.
slashers were there. Then there was the post-Scream slashers, and
Hmm.
you didn't even grow up with those. Um,
I didn't like horror when I was
you didn't like
younger, so
horror when
even
you
if
were a
I did
kid.
like
Yeah,
the types of horror movies that were coming out when I was younger that my friends were watching
right.
was stuff like Insidious, Conjuring,
Yeah, a
Paranormal
lot of
Activity,
haunting stuff. Yeah,
like yeah.
yeah, which you really didn't like. You don't like supernatural kind of horror stuff that creeps you
No, it
out.
freaks me out.
So, so with this and like Clown on a Cornfield and stuff like that, I can see where this is really kind of hitting those slasher vibes for
Hmm.
you, and in a way that a lot of the sub slashers did for us too, where they
Hmm.
weren't like the major names like Freddy, Jason, and all those.
Yeah, well
You've
like
got
it's like My Bloody Valentine where
yeah,
like it's kind of I don't know, it was similar to that where it was kind of like
yeah.
one-off little thing, but it was very good.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's a fun way to look at it too. Is like this is where like I think that sometimes because I know that even Hard Eyes kind of got a lot of shit from people. A lot of
Hmm.
people liked it, but there were a lot of people who
I feel
didn't
like
like it.
anything horror
And
related is gonna get shit from
yeah,
people.
it
People
it
just
always
don't
does.
like horror.
Yeah. Yeah.
People like, and
Um
if they do like horror, they're like extremely critical about it. Like, can we all just have fun, please?
yeah, and
That's my
in
approach to watching movies is I'm going in trying to have fun.
yeah, it seems like for the most part um that we there was a lot of fun with this movie and
Hmm.
most of the people that I know of actually enjoyed the movie. So, it's nice to see that amongst the people that I follow that they
Hmm.
all enjoyed it. So it just, I follow good people. So
Yeah.
so my number 6 was a movie I know you haven't seen. That was the movie Only Fangs by A&P Films. That was a movie that I helped crowdfund. and I actually had the filmmakers on, the husband and wife team of Angie and Paul. They were actually on my 200th episode this year. Um, so go check out that episode. It's a lot of fun. This was a movie I was really looking forward to talking to Donna about, because she also crowdfunded it. We had become fans of Angie and Paul after their last movie, as did most everybody else after their last movie, Murder Size. Um, and this one was just a lot of fun for people who don't know what OnlyFans is. It's basically a let me read this synopsis. A wannabe monster hunter helps a bloodthirsty gang of vampire chicks expand their business by creating a new app to turn their victims into customers. Basically, it's OnlyFans for vampires. So it's very silly. It's very, like, if you've seen Murder Size or any of the movies that Angie and Paul have done, they they're very funny. There's a lot of sex and nudity in them. And there's It's just fun filmmaking. It's like what I think I would do if I had been able to make movies with my friends and stuff like that.
Hmm.
You're just making movies for the fun of it, just having the most goofy fun, and hoping people will connect with it. And I think that's really fun, in especially in the horror space. Um, and it's something I've come to appreciate more over the last few years, because at first I used to just go, these movies are dumb. There's no production value, like, but then I realized there's a lot of heart in these movies that is comes from the people making them and the people who are acting in them, and they're just having a lot of fun goofing off, being able to do these, and hoping that they'll be able to continue making more of these weird fun films. So it's definitely something I'd like to get into a little bit more in terms of crowdfunding and doing stuff whenever I have money to do it. But um but I like to do it when I can. But this one was a lot of fun. And Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I don't think it'd be something you'd be interested in, Katrina, but I know it's something Donna liked. I did talk to her briefly about it. But it was something I was looking forward to talking to her about it on this episode as well. So number five, Katrina, what is your number five?
So I while I was looking at this list, I realized that people don't consider well, okay, I don't really consider this movie like horror
Okay.
because it's a sequel of a horror movie,
Okay.
Megan 2.0.
So Megan 2.0 is at number 16, just above Hard Eyes. So that was for me.
So I I really liked this movie. I know it's
Yeah.
not really in that horror
It's
aspect that the
it's
first one
definitely
is.
yeah,
It's
it's like
more
Happy Death Day
actiony.
2 and Terminator 2 are where they've taken that horror, where the
Hmm.
first movie was very like along those horror lines, and
Hmm.
then in the second one they go more for an action bent.
Hmm. But
So,
I
or
really
sci-fi.
liked it.
I thought it was great. I had so much fun with this movie. It was goofy and campy in a lot of ways. And I even in my review I said I honestly think I like this one slightly more than the original.
Yeah.
So
Um,
because I think it lends itself more to the sci-fi
hmm.
action genre
Yeah.
more so than the horror. I think the
But
first
it
one's
still
great for
adds
horror.
that fear of
Yeah.
AI, which
Yeah.
is the whole point of the first one, and it
Yeah.
just makes it bigger and better. And
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun for sure. I definitely recommend it because it was a lot of fun. Like I said, it's so funny that as yours go up, mine they
Yeah.
still go up. So, my number five was something you already talked about that we had to bump, and that was Companion. So,
Mm.
so I really dug this one. I knew this one was going to be a good one for me from the jump, seeing the trailers, um, and it hit it out of the park for me. Sophie Thatcher, I think, is a great actress.
Hmm.
Jack Quaid is great too. He plays a great sleazeball. Um, and I know that there's some people who didn't really care for that they tell you so much in the trailers, and I get that. But also at the same time, I felt like they kind of needed to tell you just enough for the trailers. But even then, they don't tell you everything, and there's a lot going on in this movie that you still get that was not in the trailers.
Hmm.
So, um, like I said, it's not quite as unhinged as they want you to think it is in the trailers.
Hmm.
But it's a good thing, and it's produced by Zach Kreger, who did Barbarian as well. He almost he did try to direct this. The guy who wrote and directed, Drew Hancock, was just like, I really want to direct this myself. And I think he did a good job. And that was great
Yeah.
of Zach Kreger to sit back and just go, you know what? I'll just produce it. We'll get you out there, and it worked really well. So, what did you? Since we skipped yours, what did you think of it?
So I had it in seventh.
Right,
And so I liked it. I think like I would have to watch it again to see if maybe it would go up or down.
right.
Um, but I think like retrospectively thinking about the movie, I it didn't leave like a lasting impact on me like I thought it would. Um,
Mm.
I still love Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid. I think they're
Oh man,
fabulous.
so good. Yeah.
Um, and I like I'm like remembering parts of the movie now, but it's still not like enough to bump it up. Um,
Mm.
I think I don't know. I don't know what to say. For me, I don't know why, but it's like the level of like feeling I have for this movie is like the level of feeling I have for the movie The Menu.
Okay.
And that won't make sense to anybody but me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
that's
interesting because the year that the menu came out, that was my number one movie. So
really
yeah, I really enjoyed that one. So interesting. Yeah, I previously covered Companion with Cat Velour last year in June. So if you want to know more of my thoughts on that one, check out that episode. Um, all right. Well, we haven't talked about one that was on my list, so it's going to be interesting because I thought our top four. At first, I was thinking our top four was going to be a lot of the same movies, but since we haven't talked about one of one of yours still yet that I had lower on my list, we'll see what happens. Um, what is your number four?
weapons.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So weapons is higher for me, so we'll have to wait on
Okay.
that one. So my number four, which may be higher on yours, is The
Mhm.
Long Walk.
Higher.
Okay, so we will wait. All right, so my number three is The Monkey.
That is way down for me.
Oh,
I
interesting.
fell
Okay.
asleep watching it.
Oh, that's right. All right, so we'll go ahead and talk about that now. So I really like The Monkey, and I'll admit, Weapons and The Monkey were kind of at the top of my list all year. And even above centers for a good portion of it. I decided to that I was stupid and that Centers was definitely the top movie of the year. Um, and I really liked, but I still really like, and the reasons why the Weapons and the Monkey were higher for me is because the Weapons and the Monkey are two very dark comedy horror movies, and those are really my jam. And so you will find that typically those are always going to be on my list, always going to be things that I'm going to talk about the most. And with the monkey, oh man, that just for me was so good. I was just like, it was so darkly comedic. I was like uncomfortably laughing through the whole movie. Um, is just I don't know. I really like that one. It's a great Osgood Perkins movie. I thought it so far. I feel like it's my favorite of his movies so far, um, even above Long Legs. Um, but I will be covering the monkey more in depth later on in the year when I do the Osgood Perkins series. So I will reserve more of my comments for then. Um, But Katrina, you had it way lower because you fell asleep.
So, yes, I did fall asleep. And I only fell asleep during one specific part where it was just like slowing down like
Yeah.
heavily. And
It
I
does
was
kind
like,
of slow down towards the like middle slash
yeah,
end. Yeah.
like right before the climax, it like slows down heavy. And so
Yeah.
I was like, I dozed off for like a good 10 minutes probably.
Yeah.
And I think you had to wake me up. You were like, "Are you awake?"
Yeah. I don't
No.
remember, but probably.
But the monkey was 13 until you mentioned the keeper.
Oh,
And I
okay.
got bumped down. Um,
That's pretty funny.
so I liked it. I thought it was silly in like the dark humor kind of way. It's just not
Yeah. Yeah. It's just not your
not
vibe.
for me.
Yeah. What was your number three?
Final Destination Bloodlines.
All right. All right. Now we can finally talk about
Yes.
it. All right. So I did cover this towards the end of the year. Let's see. I believe that was also with Cat Velour. Yes, that was with Cat Velour. Um, so that was back in December, just before the Silent Night, Deadly Night episode. But yeah, so if anybody wants to know more of my thoughts on that one, but let's hear your thoughts, Katrina.
I like the connection of this movie to the previous ones in a kind of abstract way.
Yeah,
Um, I think that it did a good job at not trying to like continue from the originals, but it did good in like making it its own, but putting itself in that universe.
yeah,
Um, and the deaths were funny and gory and silly and
yeah,
fucked up. Um, and I don't know. It was kind of like a good mix of the stuff I like of like the like kind of mysterious thriller kind of thing, but with the gore and grossness.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was fucked up
No,
how
I
her
agree.
mom died.
Yeah, yeah. It
Anyway.
was yeah, it's very brutal. Very great send off for Tony Todd. And he
Mm,
got to kind of write his own um some of his own um script there for the end because he knew that was going to be his very last movie. Um so yeah, just yeah.
no other
It's
thoughts?
what?
No other thoughts for you? Where was it originally placed for you?
It was at number 8 for me.
Okay.
So but all right, so my number two was something you had lower, which was weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Was your number two the long walk?
Yes.
Okay. So let me go ahead and talk about weapons real quick because I already just recently talked about it on an episode. So go back a couple episodes, go check it out. Um, and that I really enjoyed this one. I liked it probably just as much on the second watch, just because it is so weird and wild, and but
Mm-hmm.
also an upgrade on like the way Zach Cregger told story, like because Barbarian was really good. I thought it was a lot of fun, um, but I thought he got better with weapons, and so um, it just yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. Like I said, I just talked about it a
Mm-hmm.
previous episode, so go check that out. What about you, Katrina? What did you think of
I
weapons?
think that the pacing and the tension in Weapons is really good, and I feel like
Yeah,
that kind of makes the movie for me in that there's not a lot of like slow moments, but when there are slow moments, like her sitting in the car, they're tense.
yeah.
And
You something that I noticed on the second watch is that there is, and it was on the first watch you didn't notice it. Absolutely, we even talked about it on the episode that I just did. That on that first watch, it just clips along. It's great. no, no, no problems with it. On a second watch, there's a couple of tiny slow moments,
Hmm.
and that like could have been snipped out just to pace
Yeah.
it up even
I
faster.
think some of the
But
stuff with the junkie character um
yeah,
is probably some of the slower bits for me and like
yeah,
remembering it.
yeah,
Um
yeah. No, I agree.
yeah, but
All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the long walk. That's at
so
your number two.
yes, number two for me. I was going into this expecting a lot out of it because it's by one of my favorite directors, Francis Lawrence. And if you know me, you know that I like him because he directed every single Hunger Games movie except for the first one. And he is a hero to me for actually making the movies good. Because because not to talk on the first director. First director of the Hunger Games did a great job, but there was a lot of stuff that got adapted in a way that is frustrating as a person who's read the books.
Yeah.
But Francis Lawrence and Susan Collins's collaborations on the other Hunger Games movies are great. I'm gonna stop talking about Hunger Games because I could talk about it all day. So The Long Walk, based on a Stephen King book, so another adaptation. He is great at doing this adaptation. Like the intensity of the moments are great. And I think what really makes the movie is like the writing and the acting. The actors in this movie did a great job at playing their roles and their characters.
Yeah.
They make you connected to them, even though you only see a few of them on screen for maybe 10 minutes. Like in total. Like there's the one guy who has the journal or whatever who
Hmm.
breaks his leg and you don't really know him, but it's sad when he's gone, you know?
Yeah.
Because you get attached. And so like even the fucking asshole kid who's the son of the general or whatever, like you feel sorry for him at the end. Um, but and then the subversion of the expectation at the end of who ends up winning is something that has continued to stick with me even past watching it. And I really need to, and oh God, the cinematography of it is also great. And freaking, I forget his mom, the mom actress, I forget her name.
Judy Greer. Yeah.
Yes, Judy Greer.
I
Love
love
her.
Judy Greer.
Love her.
Yeah.
Her acting in the moment when she sees him again and like the like beating, like the beat by beat of the dialogue in that scene is great. I don't know. I could talk about this movie forever, and I've only seen it once. I love this movie. It's amazing.
No, I agree. I agree. I thought it was excellent. I thought Francis Lawrence did a great job in directing it. He really likes movies where he gets to kill a lot of kids.
Yes. And he does a good job. So he can keep doing it, in my opinion.
but but it's funny too because after I watched the movie, I looked up. I'd never read the book. I am a Stephen King fan, but I hadn't read the book that this was based on, and he did a really good job at adapting this because the book itself actually has 100 kids walking.
Hmm.
And so to strip it down to 50, and he combines some characters and changed some characters. The ending is different, but I
Hmm.
think the ending hits even harder in this one than it did in the
Yes.
book. And this was something I did talk to Donna about, I think actually a little bit on the show in one of our intro segments. Um, she had read the book, and she had thought this movie was fantastic, a fantastic adaptation as well, because it did a good job at still giving you the feeling of what you got out of the book without having to sacrifice anything, um, and with being able to streamline the story down in a way that made sense.
Hmm.
So
He's great at that.
yeah, so
I just to talk about the Hunger Games just a little bit more. he was able to make Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is the largest book in the Hunger Games series, and he was able to adapt it into a 2 to 3 hour film
Well, and again, you
with
have to remember though
very
too,
little
there are
exclusions.
the writers have a lot to do with this too. And this one was written by J.T. Molnar. That he also wrote Strange Darling. Um, and wrote directed Strange Darling. Um, which was that on my list this year? Or was it last year? I think it was last year it came out. Yeah. Um, which was also a really great movie. Um, so it's I it's the director then has to kind of then take that script and readapt it.
Yeah.
Also, he has to make some choices and stuff on what to film and everything. So I think they did a great job together in crafting a story that just it made a lot more sense, and it's a little all too real these days on that this could actually happen. So
And it
yeah.
I'm gonna
So
talk about it, but just look at the news.
yeah.
It's
So
stupid.
that just leaves number one, and I suspect we have the same number one. That most people have the same number one, and I
Hmm.
know this is part of what kills me too. Was I was not only were we going to talk about it on this episode, but we were going to talk about it in a future episode that um, we won't get to now. But Sinners,
Hmm.
Sinners was um the number one movie. And I
Yes.
hope it wins the Oscar. I hope they understand that this is one of those movies that yes, it's horror, but there's more to it than just that.
Hmm.
Um, and I've seen his Black Panther movies. I haven't seen any of his other movies. But this was my favorite so far of Ryan Coogler's. Um, and it not only is it a really good vampire horror story, it's just this really good story about race and culture in a way that just, if you can't appreciate what this movie is showing you and telling you, man, I there's something wrong with you, especially the one sequence that just makes this whole movie.
Hmm.
And there's honestly there's a
Hmm.
few in this movie that are just like so standout, but it's that one sequence where the preacher's son is singing and his music like traverses like time
Hmm.
and space, and you're just seeing these different forms of music just collide, and it's just, oh my god, it is so, like, if you're not moved by that,
Yeah.
there's something seriously wrong with you, because it's just like, oh my god, it is so good. um and I can't wait to rewatch it soon. I'm going to rewatch it, and I'm going to be talking about it with somebody else here very soon. Um, but man, this movie blew me away. It was so good, and Michael B. Jordan playing twin characters. Um, yeah, this deserves all the award nominations. I hope it wins all the awards too, because it is so good, very very much so. What are your thoughts on
Pretty much the same. Um, like I think there's not much else to say other than that it's a fantastic movie and it it's a once in a generation kind of film.
it? Yeah.
And the actors and the directors and the score and
Oh
everything
man.
that comes along with
Yeah.
this movie, the cinematography, everything, the sound design, literally everything, every part of this movie is arguably perfect.
Yeah.
And it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
And I knew after watching it in theaters back at the beginning of the year last year that this was going to be my top movie of the year.
Yeah.
And it stayed that. In 2024, I was like, this is my top movie. This is my top movie. This is my top movie. After watching Sinners, nothing is
Yeah.
beating that.
Yeah. Well, and that's the
And that's it.
interesting thing for me too is that like I will admit I had weapons and the monkey higher on the list than Sinners.
Hmm.
But I will say that Sinners was always the best movie of the year.
Hmm.
Regardless of where it placed on my list originally, it was only because those other two movies hit me in my horror comedy
Hmm.
area more than Sinners did. Whereas Sinners was just like so epic. And realistically, it always had to be at number one.
Hmm.
And so, it's like last year. Last year, my number one movie was The Substance. Because that movie was just, you know, crazy good. The year before that was, I'm currently looking at my lists. The year before that was Godzilla minus one.
Yeah.
In a year that I got a new Evil Dead a new Evil Dead movie and a new Scream movie, and stuff like that. Godzilla minus one was just the best movie. It was just the best movie,
Yeah.
and that's the same with Sinners. Sinners was just the best movie of that year. And there was just no way anything was going to top that. Um, yeah, I just nothing could top that in terms of anything. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about it, but yeah, it should win the awards and it should just be everything. And I really wish I could have gotten to talk to Donna about it because I know we would have had a good time talking about it. Mm. Um, yeah,
He's missed.
she is missed. So, but I appreciate you doing this with me. Like I said, this was supposed to have come out at the end of the year, like it does every year. But because she got sick and went into the hospital, we were literally, it was crazy because, like I said, literally we were going to do it. And the day of, she messaged and said she had to go back to the hospital and she never came back out. So, um, so we never got to finish it. Um, but I wish we had. It would have been a fun episode for sure. We always had fun doing these. These were always a blast to do together. Um, I hope she's, you know, I'm not a religious person, but I hope that if there is an afterlife, that she's getting to watch all the fun movies, and that I hope she's looking down on us and enjoying our conversation and putting her own little 2 cents in
Hmm.
and arguing with me about my placement like we used to. Um, but yeah, it's uh it's sad, but I appreciate you coming on to do this with me. Um, and we'll see. I'll have to figure out. I don't know if I'll do this again with you this coming up year or somebody else. We'll have to figure it out.
Hmm.
You know, but maybe I'll break it out into something else. I don't know. I got some time to figure it out. So,
Hmm.
um, but I appreciate you coming on and telling me your top 10 and getting a chance to talk about Donna again. I know you got to be on a couple episodes with her, right? So
Yeah, one or two. Yeah.
yeah, because we did the Exorcist one, and then I think we did weren't you on the April Fool's Day?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So or a couple episodes
Yeah.
we all did together. So uh
She was a good person to meet. So yeah.
yeah. Yeah, she was a lot of fun um to talk to and just talk movies with. So but definitely go check out those previous episodes that I said. Check out the upcoming episodes that I'll be talking about, like with Sinners. There will be an episode on the long walk later on in the year. So all the ones I mentioned that I'll have on later in the year, um, I'll be doing episodes on those as well. Um, and then um, go check out all the other episodes we've already done, and go check out Donna's podcast. Um, she managed to do a lot of work on her show, and she did it all by herself. As I've said before, I don't know how she did it because I ramble enough on these with somebody. Like I can't imagine trying to do it on my own. I think I'd falter and fail and just end up stopping doing it. Um, but yeah. But all right. Well, I will let you go, and we'll hope to get you on for another episode here soon. Um, but until then, stay creepy, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening. Creepy and Geeky is produced and hosted by Robert Clark. If you like what you've heard, please consider giving the show 5 stars and a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and share the podcast on social media to help spread the word. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast app or at creepyandgeeky.com. You can follow the podcast by going to creepyandgeeky.com and clicking on any of the social links. If you'd like to follow me, you can find my links at geekthulu.com. You can support the podcast by ordering teas and more on TeePublic or by donating to the coffee page. All of the links are in the show notes. Finally, don't forget, stay creepy.